You've just stepped through the gold-trimmed doors of a world-class resort. The air is pressurized, the lights are dancing in a choreographed rhythm of neon and violet, and that unmistakable symphony of electronic bells fills your ears. It feels like a playground of infinite possibility. You've got $100 bill in your hand and 1,000 machines to choose from. But what if I told you that before you even sat down, the house had already steered you toward a sucker machine? I spent years behind the scenes, watching how the math of the floor works, and I've interviewed dozens of ex-floor managers who finally decided to speak up. They see the casino floor not as a collection of games, but as a carefully engineered maze designed to harvest your bankroll with surgical precision. Today, we're tearing back the velvet curtain. We're going to reveal the specific machines that ex-workers avoid like the plague, and why the ones that look the most fun are often the ones that pay the least. Are you ready to play smarter? 1. The mirage of choice. Most players think the casino floor is a random assortment of games placed wherever they look best. In reality, it's a high-stakes jigsaw puzzle where every square inch is measured by performance per square foot. A casino is a business, and like any grocery store that puts the milk at the back and the candy at the eye level of a child, the casino layout is designed to manipulate your movement. When an ex-worker looks at the floor, they don't see lucky spots, they see high-traffic traps. The first secret ex-workers reveal is that the house relies on your decision fatigue. After walking past 100 flashing screens, your brain starts looking for the path of least resistance. This is exactly when you're most likely to sit at a machine with a terrible return to player or RTP percentage. The house knows that if they make a machine look friendly or simple, right when you're feeling overwhelmed, you'll give them your money without checking the odds. We're going to break down the red zone machines, the ones placed specifically to catch the tired, the uneducated, and the impulsive. Before you pull that handle, you need to know if you're playing a game or if the game is playing you. Never sit at the first machine that catches your eye. Walk the entire floor once to reset your visual hunger before choosing. 2. The blockbuster tax. Have you ever noticed those massive, towering machines themed after your favorite Hollywood movies or TV shows? Whether it's The Wizard of Oz, Game of Thrones, or Wheel of Fortune, these are the crown jewels of the casino floor. They have 4D sound, vibrating chairs, and cinematic clips that make you feel like you're in a theater. But ex-floor techs will tell you these are often the tightest machines in the building. Why? Because of the licensing tax. When a casino puts a Batman machine on the floor, they aren't just paying for the machine. They're paying a massive royalty fee to the studio that owns the rights. That money has to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is your pocket. To cover the cost of the brand, the manufacturer often sets these machines to a lower RTP. You're paying a premium just for the entertainment value of the graphics. Ex-workers call these the rent eaters, because the machine is essentially paying rent to the studio every time you spin. You might get a cool animation, but you're far less likely to see a significant return on your wager compared to a generic, unbranded machine. Would you rather watch a movie clip or walk away with a profit? Stick to generic or house brand machines. They don't have movie stars to pay, which often means more money stays in the prize pool. 3. The entrance trap. One of the most persistent myths in gambling is that the loose machines are right by the door to entice people to come in. Decades ago, that might have been true, but ex-casino managers reveal that in the modern era, the opposite is often the case. The machines located at the high-traffic entrances, near the elevators of the hotel, or right next to the buffet line are frequently set to some of the lowest payback percentages on the floor. The logic is simple. These areas are filled with hit-and-run players, people waiting for their dinner reservation or hotel guests just passing through. These players aren't looking for a long session. They're looking to kill 5 minutes. The casino knows these people won't notice a tight machine because they aren't staying long enough to see the math play out. These traffic traps capitalize on impulse. Ex-workers suggest that if you want a machine that actually gives you a fighting chance, you need to go deep into the woods, the quieter, less flashy corners of the floor where the serious locals play. Those players know the floor, and the casino can't afford to burn them with terrible odds every day. Have you ever felt like you lost your money faster when you were just killing time near the lobby? Avoid the impulse zones. If the machine is in a place where people are standing in line for something else, keep walking. 4. The penny slot paradox. Don't let the name fool you. Penny slots are the most profitable machines for the casino and often the most expensive for the player. Ex-casino workers laugh when they see people flocking to the 1-cent machines thinking they are being safe with their money. In reality, the whole percentage, the amount the casino keeps, on penny machines is often double or even triple that of the $1 or $5 machines. While a high-limit machine might keep 3 to 5%, a penny machine might be keeping 12 to 15%. Furthermore, modern penny slots encourage you to play max bet. You aren't really playing 1 cent. You're playing 400 or 500 units per spin to cover all the pay lines. Suddenly, you're betting $5 a spin on a machine with terrible odds, when you could have been betting $5.00 a spin in the high-limit room on a machine with much better payback. This is the poor man's tax of the casino floor. Ex-workers observe that players on penny machines lose their bankrolls much faster because they don't realize how much the math is stacked against them. If you're going to bet several dollars per spin anyway, the denomination matters more than you think. If your penny bet is over $2, move to a higher denomination machine. You'll get better odds for the same price. 5. The near-miss neuroscience. Have you ever had 2 jackpot symbols land perfectly on the line, only for the third one to stop just a hair's breadth away? You feel your heart race, your palms sweat, and you think, I was so close. It's about to hit. Ex-casino workers call this the near-miss effect, and it is one of the most powerful psychological tools in the industry. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. That near miss was mathematically no closer to a win than if the third reel had shown a blank space. Inside the machine's computer, the random number generator, RNG, had already decided you lost the moment you hit the spin button. The visual of the almost win is just a display program to trigger a dopamine spike in your brain. This spike makes you feel like you're due for a win, which keeps you in the seat longer. Ex-workers watch players chase these near misses for hours, pumping money into a machine that is behaving exactly as it was programmed to, taking your money while making you feel like a winner. It's a digital illusion designed to bypass your logic. Do you find yourself staying longer at a machine because it almost hit the bonus? Treat a near miss as a total loss. If a machine gives you constant near misses without actual payouts, it's a sign to get up and move. 6. The multi-game terminal tangle. You've probably seen those sleek terminals that offer 10 different games in one. Video poker, blackjack, keno, and several different slot themes all on one screen. They look convenient and modern, but ex-casino workers warn that these jack-of-all-trades machines are often masters of none when it comes to player profit. Because these machines have to manage the logic for so many different types of games, the payback is often set to a middle ground that favors the house across the board. For example, the video poker on a multi-game machine often has a much worse pay table than a dedicated, standalone video poker machine. The casino assumes that the player using a multi-game terminal is looking for variety and entertainment, not optimal strategy. They trade your potential winnings for the convenience of switching games with a touch of the screen. Ex-workers often see these machines placed near bars or lounges where people are distracted. If you want to play video poker, find a machine that only plays video poker. If you want to play a slot, find a dedicated cabinet. Don't let convenience eat into your winnability. Have you ever noticed the difference in payouts between a bar top machine and a dedicated floor unit? Specialized machines almost always offer better odds than all-in-one terminals. Pick your game and find its dedicated home. 7. The social machine secret. Casinos love social machines. Those circular banks of slots where everyone is playing the same game, often with a shared community bonus screen in the middle. They create a party atmosphere. People cheer for each other, and it feels like a team effort. But ex-workers reveal that these machines are designed to keep you seated through social pressure. When you're part of a community game, you feel like you can't leave because you might miss the big group bonus that everyone has been working toward. It's a psychological anchor. Furthermore, these machines often have lower individual base game payouts because a portion of every bet you make is being diverted to fund that big, flashy community bonus. You're essentially paying a party tax to the casino. The house knows that as long as people are talking and laughing, they aren't paying attention to how fast their credits are disappearing. Ex-workers often see these banks as the most efficient bankroll vacuums on the floor. While the camaraderie is fun, the math is working overtime to ensure the group doesn't actually come out ahead in the long run. If you enjoy the social aspect, set a strict time limit. Don't let FOMO, fear of missing out, keep you in a seat that isn't paying. 8. The progressive pitfall. Everyone wants to be the one who hits the life-changing, multi-million-dollar mega jackpot. You see the numbers ticking up on the giant LED sign above the machines, and it's intoxicating. But ex-casino workers will tell you that progressive machines are the ultimate vampire slots. To fund those massive jackpots, the machine has to take a larger than normal bite out of every single spin. This means the base game, the regular line hits you need to keep your bankroll alive, is significantly weakened. On a non-progressive machine, you might get small wins frequently enough to play for 2 hours. On a progressive, you might burn through your money in 20 minutes. You are essentially paying a high entry fee for a lottery ticket you'll likely never cash. Ex-workers notice that the life changers are often the most frustrating machines for regular players because they eat so aggressively. If your goal is to have a long, fun night of gambling, the progressive machines are usually the worst place to start. Would you rather have a 1 in 10 million chance at $1 million or a 1 in 10 chance to double your bankroll? Only play progressives with a small side portion of your budget. Use your main bankroll on flat-top machines with fixed jackpots for more consistent play. 9. The hidden volatility switch. One of the most misunderstood concepts on the floor is volatility. Ex-workers explain it like this. A low volatility machine is like a slow-burning candle. It pays out small amounts frequently, keeping you in the game. A high volatility machine is like a firework. It might do nothing for an hour, then suddenly explode with a massive win. The machines that never pay out are often just extremely high volatility games that players don't have the bankroll to survive. Casinos love high volatility games because they create survivorship bias. When one person hits a huge win after the machine hasn't paid all day, everyone else sees the celebration and thinks the machine is hot. They don't see the 10 people who lost everything right before that. Ex-workers often see players get frustrated and quit right before a high-volatility machine is due to cycle, or conversely, they watch people chase a win on a machine that simply doesn't have the hit frequency to sustain them. Understanding which type of machine you're sitting at is the difference between a fun night and a quick exit. Do you prefer the steady drip of small wins or the all-or-nothing gamble? Look at the pay table. If the top prize is massive but the small wins are tiny, it's a high-volatility machine. Plan your budget accordingly. 10. The high-limit halo. The high-limit room can be intimidating. The chairs are plusher, the drinks are top shelf, and the minimum bets start at $5, $25, or even $100. Most casual players stay far away, thinking it's a guaranteed way to lose money fast. But ex-casino workers will tell you a secret. The high-limit room often has the best odds in the entire building. State regulations often mandate that as the denomination of the machine increases, the minimum payback percentage must also increase. $8.25. A pull machine in the high-limit room might have an RTP of 96% or 97%, while the penny slots on the main floor are struggling to hit 88%. The casino provides better odds to the whales because they want those big bettors to stay in their seats as long as possible. Ex-workers often see savvy players go into the high-limit room and play a single $5 line on a machine, getting much better math than if they played 500 lines on a penny slot. It's about quality of bet over quantity of spins. Have you ever considered that the rich area of the casino might actually be the cheapest place to play in terms of house edge? If you have $100 for the night, try 5 $20 spins in high limit instead of 520-cent spins on the floor. The math is on your side. 11. The new machine honeymoon. When a casino debuts a brand new, cutting-edge machine, they often want to generate buzz. Ex-workers suggest there is an unofficial honeymoon period for new games. While the RNG is always random, floor managers might place new machines in visible hero locations and ensure they are set to a respectable payback level early on to get people talking. If the first week of a new game results in 0 winners, no one will ever play it again. However, once a machine becomes a staple on the floor and develops a following, that's when the tightening can happen, within legal limits, of course. The most dangerous machines are the old favorites, the ones that have been in the same spot for 5 years. The casino knows people will play them out of habit, regardless of the payout. Ex-workers always keep an eye on what's new and noteworthy. because that's where the marketing budget is currently focused. Are you a creature of habit, or do you look for the newest tech on the floor? Follow the new arrivals. They are the casino's current promotional focus, and they need happy winners to build the game's reputation. 12. The terminal trap, buffets and bathrooms. We've talked about entrances, but what about the machines near the necessities? Ex-casino workers point out that machines located right outside the bathrooms, near the cashier's cage, or at the end of the buffet line are strategically placed to catch distracted money. These are the machines people play while waiting for their spouse to finish in the restroom or while waiting in a long line for the cage. Because the player is distracted or waiting, they aren't paying attention to the machine's speed or payout frequency. These machines are often standalone, units that aren't part of any larger bank or bonus system, and they are frequently set to lower payback percentages. The casino views these as bonus revenue spots, money they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. To an ex-worker, these machines are the change eaters. They aren't meant for serious play. They are meant to vacuum up the $10 or $20 you have left in your pocket before you head to dinner. If you're waiting, just wait. Don't let your boredom become the casino's profit. Never play a machine while you're waiting for something else. If you aren't focused on the game, you're just giving money away. 13. The smart selection checklist. Now that we've exposed the sucker machines, how do you actually find the good ones? Ex-casino workers use a mental checklist before they ever put a voucher into a slot. First, they look for generic themes, no movies, no pop stars. Second, they look for machines that aren't progressive, unless the jackpot is historically high. Third, they check the pay table. The smaller the gap between the top prize and the mid-tier wins, the better your chances of staying in the game. Finally, they look for floor placement. They avoid the ends of aisles, high visibility but high distraction, and look for the machines in the middle of the banks, where players are more anonymous. They also watch the locals. If you see a group of people who clearly spend every day in that casino huddled around a specific area of older, boring-looking machines, there's a reason for it. Those are the workhorse machines, the ones that pay out consistently enough to keep the regulars coming back. Finding a loose machine isn't about luck. It's about observation and avoiding the traps we've discussed today. What's your first step when you walk onto the floor? Spend 15 minutes scouting before you play. Watch where the locals are and which machines are being ignored by the tourists. 14. The final truth, playing the house. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the blockbuster tax to the penny slot paradox. But the ultimate secret that every ex-casino worker knows is this: the house always has the edge. These secrets aren't about beating the casino. They are about playing smarter and making your entertainment dollar last as long as possible. When you avoid the tight machines and the psychological traps, you shift the odds just a little bit back in your favor. The goal of the casino is to get you into the zone, that hypnotic state where time and money lose their meaning. The best way to win is to stay conscious. Set a budget, take frequent breaks, and remember that the flashy lights and near misses are just part of the show. If you treat the casino as an entertainment venue rather than a way to make money, you've already won the psychological game. Use the tips we've discussed, stay disciplined, and never chase your losses. Gambling should be a thrill, not a chore. Thank you for joining us at Casino Pro. If this insider look helped you, hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's the one machine you always avoid? Play smart, stay safe, and we'll see you on the floor. The best way to leave with money is to walk away when you're ahead. Set a win limit just as strictly as you set a loss limit.